Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and this time I would like to convene the September 2021 meeting of your Hanover Borough Council to order. Request that we start by standing and in unison reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to request that we follow that with a brief moment of silence. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and you may be seated. At this time, I would like to announce that this evening from approximately 6:31 until 7:01, pursuant to the Sunshine Act, Council participated in the executive session with its solicitor, and we addressed items in Section 708A1, Section A5 to discuss matters involving employment matters, specifically a potential disciplinary matter of a borough employee, Section 708A1 and Section A5 to discuss a matter involving employment matters, specifically potential changes in the conditions of employment for certain borough employees, and lastly, Section 708A2 and Section A5 to hold information, strategy, and negotiation session related to labor relations, specifically related to the fire union. That being said, I would like to ask Secretary Felix to assist me in calling this evening's roll.
Okay, Mr. Chesney, Mr. Hegberg.
Here.
Mrs. Funk.
Here.
Mr. Hoover. Sorry, he's no longer on council.
But he's on it.
Mr. Kress.
He's a citizen.
Mr. Lockard.
Here.
Ms. Francis. Mr. Ricard.
Here.
Mr. Rowland. Dr. Rupp.
Here.
Solicitor Schultes.
Here.
Mayor Whitman. Here. Manager Dunford.
Here.
Secretary Felix. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Secretary Felix. At this time, I will open the floor up for all those in person, for starters, who would like to address the council with public comment. We ask that you step forward to a microphone. I don't know if we have any placed. Okay.
There's one right
in the
here.
middle. Identifying yourself and briefly stating the nature of your concern or issue. Seeing no takers in the room, I will ask for community media's assistance to open us up to the electronic means of communication to do the same.
For those joining us online, you're now able to unmute yourself if you'd like to address the council. Do that by clicking the microphone icon.
None? Okay, we will close the first public comment portion of the meeting and move forward with printed agenda item 6, that being approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor of approval of the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will move into now the page 2, the reports of the standing committees, and we will start with Dr. Rupp on council workshop and finance.
Thank you, President Ricard. First of all, I would ask consideration of a motion to table a potential disciplinary action.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'd ask for consideration of a motion to authorize filling the vacancy of the position of finance director / treasurer.
So motion.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
A consideration of a motion to appoint Amy Hill as the interim borough treasurer and rescind the appointment of R. Samuel Miller as borough treasurer effective October 1, 2021.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
One opposed. The motion carries.
As for consideration of a motion to authorize a short-term contract for accounting services with BSSF Brown to serve as interim finance director at a cost of $190 per hour for up to 130 hours and $210 per hour for up to 45 hours until 12/31/2021 for a total of $45,000 to be phased out when a new finance director is appointed.
So motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of a motion to authorize a short-term contract for interim financial services with R. Samuel Miller, not to exceed 10 hours per month at $85 per hour as needed.
So motion.
All in favor of that consideration signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of a motion to approve resolution number 1330, setting the salary for the Director of Water Resources.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of a motion to appoint Darlene Funk to the Hanover Borough Tax Appeals Board effective immediately.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then asking for consideration of a motion to appoint Scott Rowland as the alternate member to the Hanover Borough Tax Appeals Board effective immediately as well.
Second.
All in favor of that signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And consideration of a motion to approve the modified request of Main Street Hanover for free parking at all borough metered spaces on Fridays and Saturdays from November 26th through January 1, and free parking at the Frederick Street Municipal Lot during Santa's evening hours, contingent upon Main Street Hanover and the Christmas Committee to solicit for a sponsor to offset the approximately $2,870 in lost parking revenue.
Second.
All in favor of free parking for Santa signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Santa gets his free parking spot. Thank
Can't
you.
be opposed to Santa. No.
Better
Consideration
not.
of a motion to approve the following pre-ordering for vehicle and equipment purchases in the 2022 budget. Order all Ford vehicles in September to secure government pricing discount and delivery date late 2022. Order all grant vehicles and equipment scheduled for cash purchases to ensure 90% reimbursement at current pricing levels and reasonable delivery time. And order capital budget items to be leased to take advantage of the current favorable rates.
So motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That completes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Rupp. We will move into public safety concerns, and we're going to ask Councilor Funk.
Okay, number one, consideration of a motion to approve the cooperation agreement between WellSpan and the Borough of Hanover Police Department to assist law enforcement in its response to the mental health needs of the community.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Number two, consideration of a motion to ordinance number 2313, amending ordinance number 685 to provide for no parking on the south side of 3rd Street, State Route 116, for 55 feet east of St. Vincent's Lane and 138 feet west of St. Vincent's Lane. Parking will, however, continue to be allowed in front of St. Vincent's School.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor of the consideration signify by saying a roll call.
Oh.
So instead of saying roll call, Secretary Felix, help me out with that.
Mrs. Funk?
Yes.
Mr. Hager?
Yes.
Mr. Lockard?
Yes.
Mr. Ricart?
4.
Dr. Rupp?
Yes.
We have 5 in favor of and 0 against, so the motion passes.
Thank you. And thank you, Councilor Funk.
You're welcome.
We will move to page 3, that being the Water and Sewer Committee, and recognize Councilor Hegberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of a motion to authorize the Hanover Borough Manager to execute a memorandum of agreement between the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and PA State Historic Preservation Officer with the Borough of Hanover as a concurring party for the Shepherd Myers Dam Rehabilitation Project.
Second.
All in favor of that signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of a motion to approve a revised project scope for improvements to the Kitzmiller Diversion Dam for a total estimate of $336,670 based on an $81,670 scope of services contract with Gannett Fleming for design and planning and a $255,000 construction and related management.
So motion.
Moved and seconded. All in favor of the consideration signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of motion to authorize the purchase of a wireless communication system with installation by staff for a bulk water station at the regional wastewater treatment plant.
Second.
All in favor of that signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Consideration of a motion to authorize the feasibility study with Gannett Fleming relative to improvements to Clear Lake raw water storage basin for capacity use and water quality for an estimated cost of $39,400 with a $50,000 fund through the Strategic Management Planning Program grant, resulting in an estimated cost of $19,700.
So motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilor Hegberg. We will move into Governance and Policy Committee. Councilor Lockard.
Thank you, Mr. Ricard. Request consideration of a motion to approve the Borough Council Staff Relations Policy.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor of that signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
What?
Okay.
No.
Never mind. We're good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I rescind?
You could, yes.
Okay, I'm going to go no.
Okay. So we have 4 in favor, 1 against. Motion still carries. We'll move into the mayor's report. Madam Mayor.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My report for August 2021. August 3rd was the National Night Out. It was well attended and gave children the opportunity to interact with emergency responders from Hanover Borough, Penn Township, West Manheim, and Conewago Township. At the end of the evening, 20 excited children were on bicycles with helmets from the annual raffle. Thank you to Officer Ritchie, who talked with our young citizens while I helped him hand out stickers, bracelets, coloring, and activity books. Chief Martin was also in attendance. August 5th, I swore in crossing guards and faculty members of Hanover Public School District, and Chief Martin discussed safety pointers and guidelines with the crossing guards to keep the students and themselves safe. August 6th, Congressman Lloyd Smucker met with State Representative Kay Klunk, Hanover Borough Council, and Hanover Public School officials. Afterwards, we visited some of the downtown businesses. Congressman Smucker was interested in learning more about Hanover, the programs our school system offers, and the borough's and downtown businesses' challenges. Thank you to Texas Hot Wiener Lunch for lunch, and to Justine Trexis of Main Street Hanover, who led us on the tour, and Zypin de Faraday for the after-tour social and brews. August 17th, thank you to Hanover Rotary Club for inviting me to their meeting and to be the guest speaker, where I talked about our local government, current borough happenings, and upcoming programs we are working on. August 25th, I met with Christina Martinez and Diane Sponseller of Open Arms Recovery Center. I informed them of some of the upcoming programs Hanover PD will be working with to help people get the assistance they need with drug addiction. Christina is also trying to help her clients to better, solid, stable futures and to help them realize their dreams and goals in life. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor Whitman. At this time, we will, the chair will just recognize or is called to focus to other matters, which are the dates for the next coming month in October. The one I'll call your attention to would be the special council meeting on Tuesday, October 12th, 7 p.m. The specific intention of that meeting is to interview and to appoint a third ward council appointment. That being said, we are moving towards the end of the agenda, and I, as chair, will open it up one more time for public comment within the room. If anyone would like to say anything for the record.
President Reeker, I'd like to use this time to give everyone an update on our PUC rate case.
Oh,
That'd be
okay.
all right.
Sure.
To keep the public informed of natures in relation to PUC rate case, in August, as we all had expected, the PUC board did vote to suspend the case for investigation, as they do with virtually all rate increase requests. It goes through a process of then litigation and attempt to settle before a formal process is done from a legal standpoint to close the case. That should all wrap, as we would expect, very early 2022 or the early spring of 2022. As part of communications that actually came and went out to the public today on the borough's website and on our Facebook page, as well as promoted within the Evening Sun this afternoon, we released information of the Office of Consumer Advocate, or the OCA, will be holding a public information hearing. This will be a virtual hearing. It's going to be held on Thursday, October 14th at 6 p.m. For customers that live in Penn or receive service in Penn Township, Heidelberg Township, Conewaga Township, and McSherrystown Borough who wish to testify at this hearing. They must contact the OCA. The information is available, as I mentioned, on our website, on Facebook. We have that posted in our offices as well. But for public record, that number is 800-684-6560. Communication has to be made by 3 p.m. on October 12th. You must provide name, telephone number, and the topic of your testimony, and then the OCA will provide you information to be able to accept the information on the hearing that evening. This is not a general public attendance hearing. You must register in advance with the OCA and get on the list for testimony itself. There is also information and notice for those who have a disability and are unable to connect directly with the OCA to contact the PUC scheduling office. Their number is 717-787-1399. And again, anyone that has information that they need in relation to this process can always call into the borough office at 717-637-3877, and staff would be more than willing to help.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. I'll ask for your assistance to open us up for electronic comment.
Those joining us via Zoom, you're now able to unmute yourself if you'd like to address the council.
Everyone stayed muted.
Oh, someone here. Someone has a hand up.
Oh, you do?
Just a quick question. I don't mind. I don't have to go. The cooperation agreement between Wellspan and the Borough of Hanover Police, is that on the borough site online?
I'm sorry, 1 second. Yes?
Name and address, please.
Yeah, we before you give us your comment, you have to identify your name and your
I
address.
apologize.
That's okay.
That was just a quick question more than
Yeah.
anything else. Joseph Shunk, it's Ward 3, High Street. I was just wondering if the cooperation agreement between Wellspan and the Borough of Hanover Police, is that available to look over online on the borough site?
Yes, it is, and I'll give you, I think I have a copy here, and I can give it to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let me make sure I do. That's,
Okay.
okay.
Anybody, anything else? All right, at this time the chair will request a motion to adjourn. A second? All in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.